Praise the Lord, it's Lord who's back with another Lord video, and this is X-Warrior 2 Battle Tower. This is Battle Tower finished a week and a half ago, so apologies, I've been completely negligent in uploading a Battle Tower video, but reason for that was because on the very last day of the Battle Tower, I planned to do an extremely comprehensive tower video by recording a complete lap of each of the mini towers, and it was going to be like a 2-hour long video, and it was going to be pretty decent, but in the end I ended up having to climb on the very last day of the Battle Tower, so I didn't get to complete my masterpiece of a fantastic tower video like I wanted to, but I didn't think I had enough footage to make a decent Battle Tower video, but then I had a quick look through my captures and I managed to get a decent recording of Ranger node 204, which you're looking at right now, which is pretty cool, and I have a very early node from the Warrior tower. So that was on the first day of climbing. I climbed to, I think that's a video of me climbing to node 85, so that'll be the next video. Then I've got a video of me climbing the Mage tower, which was on the very last few hours of a Battle Tower, which is, I think that's node about 142. Could be wrong, it's in the 140s though, so that'll be pretty cool. So, okay, so back to this video. So you're watching Ranger node, so this is 204, so this was a pretty weird Battle Tower because the original Ranger job has a new custom skill panel which gives it ridiculous levels of improved critical. So as you can see here, I'm using Godo on neutral and doing significant amounts of damage unbroken, and this job was just ridiculous. You just keep the same setup of using basically Godo Ranger throughout the entire Ranger tower. You wouldn't really change your setup at all, well I didn't anyway, and it's just a really completely broken job. Just reminds me of type of gameplay you used to have in season 1 of Mobius, where everything would be unbroken and you wouldn't tank anything, which is pretty much what this is. It's pretty much a season 1 Battle Tower, which is pretty cool because I did like season 1. I was quite successful at it. So talking a little bit about the Ranger job, so one of the reasons why I climbed so high, why I climbed so much higher than everyone else, it wasn't just because you know, I had no life for a week and played 16-hour days and played till 3 AM, just jugging Red Bulls and that type of thing, even though there is an element of truth to that statement. I just made sure that my stats were so much higher than everyone else who was also climbing the Ranger tower, which meant I could climb a little bit faster because you know, there's a hard cap or a wall, and mine was so much higher than everyone else's, partly because I have a lot of titles, especially the overboost title from overboosting multiple jobs, so I had a significant magic advantage over everyone else. My magic was higher than everyone else, plus as well I overboosted 32 my Ranger job, which quite a few other the elite tower competitors did, but I went one step further, and on my sub job, which you can see here, it's Ezwarian Bard, I can't pronounce it, but I overboost 32 that as well, because Godu uses half a magic in your sub deck to boost your card's attack, so boosting the sub job, boosting every little last piece of magic out of a sub boost was, sub job was a very good strategy to do to boost the power of Godo on your main attack deck. And yeah, so I overboost 32 that, so my magic on my sub job was ridiculous, and I could just tear through this Ranger node like a knife through hot butter, just rip through it like tinfoil. Really wasn't difficult at all. So that's enough of me bragging. So we move into the fun part of the fight. So I just got preemptively attacked by Chimera, and he can debilitate you, so the strategy for that is just to switch to his sub job and use Tidus' ultimate, which will remove that by adding snipe. But as you can see there, I had Snipe Starter, and there was an element of random luck there that I didn't get Debilitate, which was pretty cool. So the strategy for this is it's just basically nuking down Chimera with neutral damage with Godo. And I mean, if you can't do enough damage to kill Chimera, I had sleep on my sub job, so I could put Chimera to sleep, get my Wall Divine Shield back, could tank another hit, then put him to sleep again if I needed to reapply stun. So I could pretty much infinitely hold Chimera. Really wasn't an issue. And as you can see here, the damage that I'm doing to Chimera is extremely decent unbroken. I mean, I'm hitting in the... yeah, I'm hitting like 850, 800, mid 800s, so that is extremely powerful. If you have a fire enemy, I mean, I'm capping damage on that. As you can see there, it's just all 999, which is extremely impressive. I'm trying to find a way to make this fight seem more interesting, do some more fun commentary, but it's mechanically extremely simple fight. Just Godoing into death. So this was, I wouldn't say this was a pretty fun tower. It's very mechanically simple. There really wasn't much to do. But yeah, the other nodes were a lot more fun. So I started off climbing the Warrior Tower on the first day, using primarily Phantom Masker. So I was using Buni for light damage. I was using Raffaello, my new Earth Warrior Supreme card, which was an extremely fun card to use during the Battle's Tower. I got a lot of enjoyment using that on the first day, and it was pretty fun to test that out. So I have a very quick video following this node, which will be pretty cool to show you guys. And the mage portion of the Battle Tower was pretty fun as well, by using new stop tactics, which was pretty cool, and I'll show you that a bit later. The wall node was pretty fun because that had unrestricted jobs. You could use anything you wanted to, but the boss was immune to stun and sleep, so that was a pretty challenging node. That was pretty fun. I really wanted to record some high level gameplay on that, record a high level clear, but you know, in these type of reunion battle towers, you really are time limited. You could play 20 hours a day for a week, and you'll still get to the point where you feel like you could have done more. So these towers are absolutely brutal. They're pretty much stamina towers, really. The person with the highest stamina will win, which was me. Okay, so my tactic there was I slept Chimera. I'm just going to wait till sleep wears out. And as soon as the sleep wears out, I've took him down to a sliver of his health, so I can just kill him off with one Godo, and that'll set me up in the perfect position for a boss fight. There we go. So sleep and war have worn off. So one Godo to finish. There we go, simple stuff. So boss battle. So part of the strategy for me was going in with a full ultimate gauge. All will be clear later on in the battle why I did that. But essentially I can tank his ultimate attack with my Wall Divine Shield, so it wastes an action basically. So I've put him to sleep. So I'm just going to wait till he's got one turn remaining, and I'm going to ultimate with Tidus. to apply a debuff to wall. Basically critical resist down, that's what I want. You may ask why I'm even bothering to do an ultimate and crit resist down when I have NXD on my main deck. Well, it's because I've got enough critical resist down basically by using his ultimate. I don't need to waste one action using NXD. Wasting an action in high level play in the battle tower is not what you want to do. You want to be as efficient as you can with your actions, so I've just used Chaos to remove the wall so I can start doing damage, and here we go. So it's basically just take him down to his last action. You're just then just spam and attack him. So as you can see, I'm doing extremely decent unbroken damage to wall, getting in the high 900s on some of those attacks. Some of those attacks are capping at 9999, which is pretty cool. So I want to hit the Mobius zone to actually get some more attacks. Then I'll switch to my sub job, and on the next turn I'll sleep wall again, and then just repeat the previous tactic. Won't be doing so much damage on the second go around of this tactic because crit resist down will have crit resist down, that's it, yeah, did get it right first time, will have worn off, so I'm doing less damage. But my third go around will have crit resist down and full debuffs, and I'll be doing max damage again. So Wall didn't get a chance to attack me on his turn because, as you know, Lightning Skin has slow, so I removed his last action. So he hasn't actually moved yet. But on his next action, he will be using his ultimate attack, so he will hit me, which will be very fortunate because he'll activate one of my traits of cross counter. So once he attacks me, I'll defend it with Wall's Divine Shield, and then I'll be doing greater amounts of damage because cross counter will boost my magic stat. So one of the other tactics I was using for my sub job, it's pretty clear, but as Zorian, I can't even pronounce it, Zorian Bard has a ridiculous amount of ult charge every hit. So basically what I'm doing is I'm getting my ultimate, raising my ultimate gauge as fast as I can, but I'm using my ultimate because my ultimate has Quicken on with Tidus, and I'm basically just raising my Mobius zone gauge high enough so that I can enter my Mobius zone when I'm attacking Wall with my attack spam for the second time, which you'll see in a few seconds. So it's my second round of unbroken attacks. So as you can see, damage is around about the 950s. Extremely high amounts of unbroken damage. Wall does have one action, so he'll use his ultimate attack, which I can defend with Wall's Divine Shield. So I'm not going to quite hit my Mobius zone because I don't have enough actions left, but if you remember, Lightning's ultimate does have Quicken, so I'll get those extra actions I need by ultimating. Just that. So now I've got enough actions to go into my Mobius zone. Gonna get some extra attacks off, so it's my second round of attacks. I have exactly 3 chances to do damage unbroken like this, using this tactic, before time runs out, and Wall will use his ultimate end attack, which will destroy me. So have to do as much damage as I can, which is really not a problem for me. So that's about, I'd say about 66% damage done to wall. Which is pretty good. So Wall's using his ultimate, which I defended with Divine Shield, and he's activated my cross counter hidden trait, or ability, or auto ability, whatever you want to call it, and so I'm going to do more damage on my next series of attacks, which is pretty cool, because I need to do as much damage as I can for my final volley of attacks.
Here we go.
So I'm just charging my ultimate gauge as much as I can, because the more ultimates I can do, the more actions I have, because the ultimate has quicken. So the more actions I have, the more chance I can build up my Mobius gauge, because I want to hit Mobius zone for my final series of attacks. If I can't build up my Mobius gauge enough, then it's game over, because I won't do enough damage.
Here we go.
Here we go, so I'm applying crit resist down with the ultimate. Then I'm going to build up my ultimate gauge by tap attacking, because Azorian Bard has plus 10 ult charge. So Chaos removed wall, buffing up, series of quickens. So that is extremely decent. So I'm going to try and ultimate the last possible opportunity, because Godo does have an ability where if I do have a full ultimate gauge, he will do slightly more damage. So maximize the opportunity to nuke with full ultimate gauge to maximum amount of damage. And as you can see, quite a lot of those hits are capping, because I'm a genius. So all that's left to do is ultimate, which give me enough actions to go into Mobius zone, and I can do a few final attacks to try and get enough damage to kill Wall. And his HP was no joke, especially when you go past floor 200. I also have Bio on Wall as well, so that'll do 5% HP damage, so I just have to get Wall down to 5% HP. Will I do it?
The ace is on the mound. I'm right here.
There we go.
Out of my way. Take this.
Will I be victorious? Yep, victory once again. So that was the highest clear that I did, Ranger No 204, and I did troll through my captures and I found some high level clears. Not the highest clears that I did, but these are the ones that I recorded, so funnily enough these are the ones that I'll show you. So this is Warrior Node 85, so this is against Wind Wall, and yeah, this is so I'm using pretty standard tank build for my main deck. Then on the sub deck I'm using Phantom Masker with Raffaello, which is my new Earth Warrior Supreme card, which is a really cool card because every time you use Earth Orbs it increases Earth Element enhanced damage, so it just keeps getting stronger the more I use it, but that will reset each turn. So as you can see, it's an extremely powerful job. So this is doing extremely nice amounts of unbroken damage, plus it is taking off the break gauge, and it's extremely fast animation, which is always cool when you're spamming it about 10 billion times. So I need to, so Phantom Masker's ultimate will do a fixed 40% damage to the red gauge, but in order to make sure that I can do enough break damage to wall in a short amount of time and maximizing my ability to break wall twice by utilizing the Mobius zone, like so. I think this was definitely the node I had most fun on. So this was the node I climbed on day 1. And yeah, it's always nice to have a new Supreme and try it out, and yeah, this was no exception. So I just drove Earth because I'm boosting Raffaello's damage. So Raffaello's doing the maximum amount of Earth Element enhanced damage. Yeah. Even though that was overkill because I'm capping damage broken. So there we go, it was a very quick node. I didn't take you through the opening fights because that's boring. Just very quick run through the boss fight on that one. So that was, yeah, that was a pretty fun fight. On to the next. And here we go again, so this is Mage Node 142. So this is the highest Mage clear that I recorded, and believe this, I recorded this about, I think it was about 6 or 7 hours before the tower ended, so I was doing a little mad rush to clear as many floors as I could on the last day because I was getting tested somewhat on the last day, but you know, you don't get to win 15 battle towers by going easy on the last day. Sometimes you have to keep playing up until the end. So so I've probably glossed over what I was doing, but I was using Lunatic Widow on my sub job to ultimate and stop the enemy's action gauge. So it basically locks them out of actions for 1 turn, applies stun, unguard. It's probably most notable debuffs, and just used a bunch of support abilities to boost quicken, so I get as many actions as I can, and it's just a nuke barrage. It's pretty much like a Season 1 battle tower, really. These are pretty standard, unbroken Season 1 tactics, really. So my main job, I was using Vesna Krasna, if I've pronounced it correctly, and using the Aerith skin, just because the Aerith skin had ultimate charge +1, which was quite handy if I needed to boost my ultimate. Although I really got a chance to show that ability off. This fight at least. But yeah, so that's cap damage, which is pretty cool. I probably could have just gone for a Mobius zone in the first round, and that probably would have been enough to finish wall off, but I'll show the double stop tactic. So ordinarily you can't use Lunatic Widow Morna's ultimate twice in a row because, sorry, 2 turns in a row, because her ultimate will be locked out. You can't actually raise your ultimate gauge anymore, but if you hit Mobius zone,
My poison shall give you a pleasant death.
you can activate her ultimate like that, so you can basically stop the enemy for 2 turns in a row. Then if you really wanted to really abuse this tactic, you could just put Wall to sleep for a turn and wait for your ultimate gauge to come back. But I didn't need to.
I can can't tell you how your last moments will be.
I'm sorry.
So while this turn, his behaviour is it's not really that dangerous because he'll just because I can just block him with Wall's Divine Shield and then activate it again,
Perhaps you
like
shall be
so.
the one to check.
Now you don't have to worry.
So Wall Divine Shield's still up. So I'll keep attacking, just need to do another nuke barrage and he'll be finished. So Wall's Divine Shield is still up.
My power
So I just need to boost my ultimate gauge now because my ultimate seal is broken. So I can now raise my ultimate gauge again. So I
You
just switch to my
deserve
sub job.
punishment.
And pretty easily raise it by just drive and wind. And drive and wind again. There we go.
You have accepted your fate.
So time again to lock out enemy Wall's actions
Leave it to me.
and switch to my attack deck to finish him off. And that was it really. So the Mage Tower was certainly a bit more interesting than the Ranger Tower, but yeah, you're just using Lunatic Widow's, the Mourner on Global, using her ability to stop the enemy's action gauge and just just load up on attacks by just maximising the amount of quickens you have on that deck to do a massive unbroken nuke barrage, which is pretty fun, but really simple tactic. And there we go, so video's finishing up. So that was my 15th Battle Tower win. Hope you enjoyed the videos, and I'll catch you guys another time. This is Lord signing off.